Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Anthony Joshua promoter says we're getting there when it comes to a unification between Joshua and Joseph Parker. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat, channel donations, Venmo donations, and the Patreon family we work in. Anthony Joshua promoter Eddie Hearn, he did an interview with Sky Sports. Link is in the description so you guys can take a peek at it. And Hearn said this. He said, we're getting there. As AJ says, he wants the belts. He wants to be the undisputed king of the division. That's the aim. And to do that, he has to win 2 belts. We're looking at March 24th, March 31st, or April 7th as a potential dates for this fight, with various different venues in London, Wales, even other venues in cities around Europe as well. We want that unification fight. We're close to a deal with Joseph Parker. It's not done yet, but we hope over the Christmas period, the turkey will get put to one side and we'll work to get that done. Hopefully we'll be in a position to announce that fight early 2018. AJ is the Willy Wonka fight, the golden ticket, the one everyone wants. A lot of people are talking, I want this, I want that. But if you really want it, be realistic and come get it. And that's from Eddie Hearn. So I like the fight, especially if Wilder's fighting Luis Ortiz. I think the winners can meet. I did a video about Deontay Wilder, what his trainer said about AJ, and also about Luis Ortiz and the drug testing protocol he has to go under, things like that. So it's a good timeline, right? And once again, I said in the last video, Eddie Hearn threw out this bait and people were really biting it, like, oh, Deontay Wilder, he's ducking Dillian White. And no one's even talking about Dillian White. I see Dillian White beefing with Lucas Brown. So it's a dramatic step down from a champion like Wilder. So to me, that kind of shows you that Dillian White, he's still climbing up that ladder. You know what I'm saying? Most people who are realistic, after Luis Ortiz knocked out Daniel Martz in the 2nd round, you have to admit the guy's dangerous. He did that off a long layoff. So I think that's a bigger fight. Obviously, Joshua and Joseph Parker's a unification, so no one can complain about that. Joseph Parker is undefeated. So I like it. I like the timeline. Hopefully they get it done. Now, I got to talk about this because Eddie Hearn, good dude. I've interviewed him before and stuff like that. But they have to get off the high horse with Joshua. We know he's a star, but Eddie Hearn keeps doing these interviews where he's like, oh, AJ's the Willy Wonka, the golden ticket. Look at me. Up the Erie Mountains, down the Russian Glen. You know what I mean? Okay, Willy Wonka, we get it. He's the golden ticket. But my thing is this. I understand business. I understand AJ's a big star. He's putting asses in seats and stuff like that. But this is the thing. There's only the heavyweight division. It's probably a better division than it had been before Tyson Fury beat Klitschko. You know what I mean? Because it was really the Klitschko's dominating and that was it. So we've come a little bit away since then, but realistically speaking, the heavyweight division has levels. We easily know who the best guys are in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, if he looks like the same fighter, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. And then after that, you would say probably like a Joseph Parker. And then the guys who are just working underneath that level would be probably Gerald Big Baby Miller, Dillian White, guys who are good, but they have to keep accomplishing their goals and keep climbing up the ladder. Luis Ortiz, I would probably say he's in the top 4. I would put him over Joseph Parker, definitely, even though he's not a champion. But either way, those Joseph Parker, I guess, and Luis Ortiz may be interchangeable to some because Parker has a belt. But nonetheless, it's easy to see who's who. So my point is this. Eddie Hearn keeps talking about, oh, everybody wants so much money. Of course they do. It's a big fight, and they're bringing something to the equation. Like, it's just like I used to work at Lowe's, and sometimes we had potlucks. Some people might have made macaroni and cheese. Some people made spaghetti. Some people made barbecue. Some people bought something simple as like soda or napkins or forks and silverware. But if you brought something, you definitely got to eat. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is these champions, these guys like Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker, that should be something. I mean, he even said in this interview, Joshua says he wants all the belts, and that's the aim, to be undisputed king of the division. So even if you feel you have to pay them more than what they're worth, that's the price you pay. That's the trade-off. You know what I mean? It's becoming, to me, in my opinion, my personal taste, it's becoming too much about these purse splits. We are boxing fans. I don't really care unless Anthony Joshua is gonna give me some of that Beats by Dre money, or give me some of his purse, or Wilder, or Joseph Parker, or whoever else. Then I don't really care about all that. So they can handle the negotiations, whether it's 50-50, whether it's 80-20. I don't really care about that. And to me, that seems to be a focal point of Eddie Hearn constantly putting it out that these guys aren't worthy, and we're gonna have to overpay guys, and this guy's worth this value, and we're gonna have to pay 7 times more than his true market value. Like, just make the fights, you know what I mean? Because realistically speaking, in my honest opinion, if you look at Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao's numbers have never, I mean, don't get it twisted, he's done great things in the sport of boxing, but his numbers were never fucking with Floyd Mayweather's numbers, ever. And that's fact. You can, because here, besides the Floyd Mayweather fight, in the top 5, Mayweather has the livest gates, right? You know what I mean? He has multiple fights that drew the livest gate, that did the most numbers in terms of the total buys and viewership. And Pacquiao, except for his fight with the guy I'm talking about, Mayweather, is not on there. You know what I'm saying? He had some cool fights where he did 1.4 million or something like that. Floyd got that too. Floyd got that with Cotto, he got that with Shane Mosley, those types of numbers, Ricky Hatton. But beyond that, Floyd has fights outside of Pacquiao with Conor McGregor that did 4.3 million. You know what I mean? He got fights with De La Hoya that did probably 2-point-something million. He has a fight with Canelo that did 2.3 or whatever. And like I said, livest gates and stuff like that. So in reality, Floyd Mayweather, if you think about it, and I'm not disrespecting Pacquiao, but based on a stats, if we're going off of stats and what you bring to the table stat-wise, then Pacquiao got overpaid. But nobody cared about that. Let Pacquiao, he's an 8 division champ, he's a legend, let him get his money. You know what I'm saying? But for Pacquiao to get as much money as he did, he doesn't have the numbers that were really competitive. But again, once they got past the drug testing and the pride and the egos and stuff, they got it done. And that's all we're asking. And realistically speaking, I don't think in terms of a worldwide success, I don't think Joshua is on the level of Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. My mom knows who Pacquiao is and she knows who Floyd Mayweather is, but doesn't watch boxing. If I show her a picture of AJ, she wouldn't know who he is. She would just be like, who's that big buff black dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't know who he is. So they're doing a good job marketing Joshua. I have no problem with that. I like Joshua, but at the same time, I just would like to see Eddie Hearn and camp and team and stuff stop talking about purses and, oh, these guys, we got to overpay them, and you got to be realistic with the demands, and because at the end of the day, who are you gonna fight? Carlos Takam 2? Okay, Carlos Takam 2, I'm sure he'll be realistic with his demands, but no one cares to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fight. Who are you gonna fight? I'm just saying, if you look at it, and this is speaking from a point of view of, I cover this sport and I'm in tune with the news. Every single person that are the best fights for Anthony Joshua as of lately, it seems that AJ's team is speaking from like on a high horse, because the best fights, there's always something said about how they don't contribute this, or they better be realistic, or we're overpaying them and they're not worth that amount. Everybody from Tyson Fury, I've heard stuff like this, like, oh, Tyson Fury has to be realistic. It's a massive fight, and if he wants to be greedy, then the fight won't happen. Same thing with Wilder. Oh, Wilder got to be realistic. 50-50 fight. He must be realistic. Joseph Parker went from 50% to down to 35%. I don't even know what he's down to now. You might be down to fucking 8% or something, and the fight still isn't signed, and they're talking about after Christmas. So, you know what I mean? Those are the best, literally the best fights in the division. And you said the same thing. We're overpaying guys. We got to overpay guys to get in the ring. So now my thoughts are this: for legacy, for what it's worth, to fulfill Joshua's dreams of being undisputed and, you know what I mean, the end all be all, El Capitan, then maybe that's what you have to do. But I'm just getting tired of hearing about this. They got to be realistic. The demands. It's a good fight, but they're overpaid. Like, I mean, who cares? Like, at this, I'm just tired of hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? Just see what you could do. Try to make the fights. And like I said, I'm a reasonable, realistic person. I could understand if Wilder said if he wanted more than Joshua or something, like he was like 75% me because I'm from Alabama, 25 to AJ. That wouldn't make sense because, I mean, Joshua has 2 belts, big fan base and stuff. So that's not what he's asking for. He said 50-50. You know what I mean? And these fighters aren't dumb. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Fighters aren't dumb. They're no longer letting the Don Kings of the world and shit leech off of them. And like, I just seen the thing. Like, this is now y'all got me ranting on some old other shit. But I just seen something with Riddick Bowe, and he talking about, I got a GoFundMe page, save my house, help the champ out. Like, I mean, that's bullshit. Big Daddy's can't pay his mortgage and shit. He's like, I ain't got no job. If you guys can donate anything, I'd appreciate it. Help me save my house. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate what happened to a lot of the great fighters from the past. I mean, this Riddick Bowe fought Evander Holyfield, what, 3 times? Right? Fought top guys, stuff like that. And now he's like creating a GoFundMe page like Keaton Jones and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not clowning, I'm just saying that's a reality. So once again, all these people, Wilder's not worth 50-50. He got a baby on the way. He has a livelihood. His daughter has a spina bifida, I believe. So like, you ain't gonna tell somebody that they're not worth whatever when they feel they are. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just want to get past, especially with Joshua and his team. I want to get past this whole like, oh, these guys are being unrealistic and stuff. It's one single fight. We know Joshua's making a lot of money regardless of who he steps in there with. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe you have to concede and overpay a guy for one fight. One fight. You have to overpay him. It's still gonna do numbers. It'd be one thing if it's just like getting let's say a pizza that it serves 8 to 10 people. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua is going to get enough pieces of pizza where he's full. You know what I mean? Nobody's just trying to leave him with one piece. So, you know, you guys get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's going to get his. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get paid. So that's just my take on it. I'm just tired of hearing all this. Oh, they got to be realistic. And like Joseph Parker. Okay, he started at 50-50. Then his promoter said, we're down to like 30%. And the fight still not done. Eddie Hearn still telling you, hey, maybe after Christmas, early 2018, we'll announce it. So, you know what I mean? Like, what's taking so long? That seems pretty realistic. Joshua 70%, Parker only 30%. You know what I mean? So that's my 2 cents, my little rant on it. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.